between a golden triangle and golden crescent, between poppy fields of Pakistan and trade routes along the Mekong Delta, between the roof of the world and the oldest opiate corridor on Earth, there lies the Kingdom of Nepal. She counts better than 150,000 terminal addicts as triple-grade heroin runs to the base of the Himalayas. But now there's someone else watching from the mountaintop, and he is rehab specialist and Southeast Asia's new Narconon director, IAS Freedom Medal winner for 2013, Basanta Kunwar. A former senior superintendent of the Kathmandu police, Basanta saw one too many lives lost in the mysteries of Afghan white heroin and the unadulterated power of addiction. But after 12 years in the transit points, the knowledge came to him at last. You can't treat addiction with prison. You treat it with an actual technology for breaking habits, which naturally led him to Narconon.
In Nepal, drug addiction is considered criminal and incurable. But when I found Narconon, I knew I had a technology to be able to rehabilitate drug addicts.
They called it the Red House, and it stood in a ramshackle Kathmandu neighborhood. But it was here Basanta Kunwar took a first decisive step. Providing both technical and administrative support was Basanta's wife, Pooja. Students were collected from police rosters of known users. Worst offenders were brown sugar heroin cases, with habits running at 500 rupees a hit. But this was a standard Narconon regimen of therapeutic assists, a full battery of therapeutic TRs, and a full detox program right in the Red House compound. After which arose the first rehabilitated addicts ever seen in Nepal, or for that matter, anywhere in Southeast Asia. And so it was a first graduation saw none other than a Nepalese Minister of Education presenting certificates, while congratulatory letters flew in from every concerned quarter of government, very much including the National Parliament, with a special commendation to LRH himself on the day that Narconon Nepal was born. But if Narconon had proven rehab was now a demonstrative fact, there yet remained another fact of Nepalese drug consumption. Namely, and tragically, Kathmandu kids did not know the difference between local cannabis and a grade A Afghan white. In fact, they did not know the truth about any drug in Nepalese cabinets. So, drawing from his corps of regulars, Basanta now flanks his rehab crusade with a drug education program to catch the kids before they fall. And it went down in Narconon history like this. 1,000 students to the north, where seemingly innocent kids sat on the doorstep of serious usage. 1,000 plus again from secondary schools, where money drew dealers to an upscale campus. Still another 2,000 at the gate of recreational usage. A full 3,000 more at an English middle school in the Kathmandu Valley. 4,000 more again at Baglung. And coupled with Narconon in-house production of 300 nationally televised broadcasts on NTV+, Basanta's drug education campaign was permeating airwaves and headlines to reach more than 16.5 million people. At which point, Kathmandu called for an unconditional partnership. Because with drug awareness now at an all-time high, so came the dawning of a new Narconon legend, with drug-related crime plummeting an unprecedented 22%, lowest in history. But if Narconon was now perfectly poised in Kathmandu, there yet remained the rest of Nepal in a death grip of drug abuse. Hence, Basanta's master plan for a Narconon headquarters from which to wage a national war on drugs. A base camp overlooking the whole panorama of Narconon operations and a place to truly take it everywhere. A consecrated site literally atop Nepal on what is now known as Hubbard's Peak. Then, with that model facility under construction, Basanta set out to bring every relevant sector of Nepalese enforcement and officialdom on board. All appropriately commenced at the offices of Nepalese President Ram Baran Yadav, himself a physician and keenly appreciative of Narconon methodology. Then, what with His Excellency's endorsement, Basanta advances with remarkable expediency into the first of 5 regions where police chiefs step aboard a massive rehab machine, into the Karipati Military Academy for future enforcement along outlying provinces, into Police Central, where Basanta unveils a whole schematic for rehab and prevention to reporters from every major network, and where Police Inspector General Bisma Profile steps to the steering committee on behalf of a Narconon network. A network comprising more than 1,300 committees spanning all 75 districts, and so forming an integrated league of regional and federal agencies, now united in the first ever national program for rehab and prevention, and ultimately comprising more than 60,000 Narconon affiliates. And so it was, with all power points in place, Basanta's long-dreamed of national headquarters also became a reality, thanks to the IAS. And when at last all assembled on this site of mystic renown, a new chapter of Narconon history began, with Nepalese President Yadav rightly declaring Narconon Nepal is reaching the masses with mammoth effect. Along the oldest heroin corridor on Earth, a Narconon specialist built a delivery system like nothing ever seen before in Asia. And in so doing, he literally crowned a nation with LRH technology. IAS Freedom Medal winner for 2013, Basanta Rocks Tour.
Thank you, sir. Namaste and good evening from Nepal, home of Mount Everest and birthplace of Buddha. I spent 24 years of my life as a senior police officer in my country, but only after learning about LSD, I understood that man is not a body, but a titan. For 2 decades, I was trying to handle criminality and drug through controlling the body with punishment. How wrong I was. Now I am working as Narconon staff with great honor and pride. I am sometimes surprised how much this take has changed me. Today, the achievements of Narconon Nepal are highly appreciated from the head of the state to the general people of Nepal. One of the greatest examples of this is that the Nepali people officially renamed the mountain where our new majestic facility sits as Harvard's Peak. The gift of a model Narconon center provided by IAS member to Nepal will not only curb the problems of drugs in South Asia but all over Asia. And this medal will work as the fuel for my Narconon vehicles to go even further. Many families who have gotten their children back from the hands of the death through the Narconon program have sent their thanks to me, and I want to hand over all those thanks to all of you at this great moment. I want to thank all the members of IAS for this honor, Narconon International and AVL International for their guidance, and my dedicated staff members, especially my wife Pooja, son Abhay, and my daughter-in-law Smarika for their great support. I would like to especially thank COB for his kindness to Nepal. Without his support, we could not have achieved this. Thank you, sir. Finally, I want to pay my deepest respect to Ellen Hubbard for showing me the path to help mankind. You made me understand that man is basically good. Thank you and namaste, sir.